All right, what I want to do now is give you a few bonus tips. For one, there's a saturated market myth. We talked about that earlier. A myth that everywhere I go, I see ATMs, and so it's saturated. It's ATMs everywhere, right? And again, we'll talk about that specifically because every ATM you see is actually an opportunity for you to undercut. It's just a sign saying, hey, you don't have to explain to us what ATM business is. We already know we need one. We already have a space for it. We already know about the internet and things of that nature. It's just a shortcut for that sale. Okay, so that's what you see. That's what you should see when you see an ATM in a place. And then keep in mind, there's thousands of new cash-only businesses that open daily. Now, you don't have to be a cash-only business to put ATM in there, obviously. Grocery stores, gas stations, convenience stores, but there's also cash businesses that don't even take credit card. And so they definitely need I see barbershops, for instance, that don't take credit card and don't have an ATM. You have to come there with cash. They will make more money with the ATM there. Another bonus tip, handling cash. Mix up your days and times that you come and refill the cash machines, just to be safe. Just like people will go out and watch what time you leave the house every day and when you go on your walks and your routes, you need to be a little bit smarter. Be on the front end of that. Switch it up. Don't use the same times and days, okay? That way nobody's getting used to you or someone or your runner or your vaulter to come out there and putting thousands of dollars in this ATM machine. You won't want to do it in front of the business owner or at busy times because you don't really want to do it in front of a lot of people. They see the money and they get big-eyed, right? And especially the owner. He's like, hey, I'm not making no money, or I'm only making 10 cents per transaction, and you coming in here and putting thousands of dollars in this machine, okay? You don't want the owner thinking that. You don't want a lot of people, the customers sitting there watching you or anything. So make sure you're at the optimal times, but make sure you switch it up, okay? And then I want to remind you to add transportation and labor into your budgets. And don't forget, you need to get there. It's $6. Some places it's $6 a gallon, right? Some people don't have the time. What if you have your ATM in a business that closed before you get off of work, right? You have to keep these transportation, the labor in mind, okay? Avoiding scams. So this is another big thing because I haven't been scammed, but I hear about a lot of scam stories in the industry. And maybe that's because I'm in the industry and every industry has scam stories, right? But there's been times where people try to order a used machine and don't get it. And so it's a hard time to get back. Or they're dealing with a provider that puts them in a 6-year, 5-year contract with these stipulations. Say if you don't work out, you have to pay for the rest of the machine, or et cetera, et cetera. So I want you to follow the tips that we've given you so far and be diligent, all right? So purchase from reliable companies, for one. The major ATM machines, there's only 4 or 5 major ATM machine brands. You also want to get with a reliable company, someone who's done this before, someone who might even can come out and install it for you or fix it and etc. All right. Another thing, a lot of people start asking for cash. I don't care if it's a site location, the people selling the ATM, don't pay through cash or checks. Okay, because there's no record. They can run off and disappear. Not only can they run off and disappear, but you need this information for your records. You need your information for refunds or to get refunds, things of that nature. So, you need to stop doing that in general, paying cash or check, especially for big items and especially for business related expenses. We want everything to fall under this bank ledger at our business account.